why aren't men wanting to approach modern women in a traditional way in modern times? Well, goofy dum dum, it's modern times and we're modern men. Anyway, with no further ado, let's get right into it. You guys are best to do it. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? For the algorithm, hit that like button.
Smart. They went out one night. They told me where they went. They went here for dinner. They went there for drinks. Not one guy came over to them. Not one. Anywhere. How is that possible? That would never happen when I was growing up.
Just shoot your shot. I mean, honestly, what do you actually have to lose? Just do it.
Apparently, a lot of women still don't understand why guys are stepping back when it comes to approach. They want to know why men are no longer approaching as we used to.
Guys, look at this comment. This is exactly what I'm talking about is happening, and I'm so thankful that you confirm this. He's saying when he got into the dating world at 21, he was told not to approach a woman. So if he wants a woman, he's been told not to approach her. So now we've got women who have told men that they're toxic, but now they want to be approached because they changed their minds, or they're not going to be approaching anymore. If you're in your 20s, just forget about it. I mean, the chances of you getting approached in your 20s has shrunk so much because...
You guys remember, I predicted this in 2022. Posted all over my TikTok and on my YouTube channel, King David the Chosen. I was telling women, you're going to approach us. You're going to approach me, more specifically. But I was saying you're going to be approaching guys of value because I looked at the dating market. You guys know I'm kind of psychic. And looking over the landscape. I'm sorry, I meant to say psychic. And I'm looking over the landscape and I'm like, you know what? Women are so competitive. And this is just, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I'm tapped in. You know what I'm saying? This guy talking to me like women are so competitive. They're competing anyway without us noticing, in the background, making us feel like, you know what I'm saying, we're the ones that are like approaching them and orbiting you and then putting you in a situation where you eventually approach. You never really, you know what I'm saying, we're in a, you know what I'm saying? They're doing it anyway. So I'm just like, man, if I focus on me building my empire, like these women approach me, then, you know what I'm saying, by the time I let one approach me that I find attractive and she's approaching me, I know she's attracted to me, I can bring her into the empire and then we can, you know what I'm saying, build some stuff together. She can't be in the main stuff, you know what I mean? You got to keep it separate, but we can build some LLCs or whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever makes her feel better. And, you know what I'm saying, she can be brought in. And that's the way it should be, man. Man, please. Yeah. You out here chasing, how can you build? You know what I mean? Anyway, let's go.
It's just the reality of our current dating scene. They will have to start making the first move.
And then
Hey, what's going on, LeBron? What's going on, man?
you've got women who are like waiting to get approached. I got to tell you guys, you got to take it off the table, ladies. Take it off the table that you're going to get approached. Time to approach men. That's just the way it is. And we don't have to like it. We don't have to think it's fair. We don't have to think it's right. It's just the way it is. It's just how we are right now in society. It's just a fact of life. Taxes are up. No one...
Hey, listen, I want y'all to go back. No disrespect to her, but go back and look at her original video talking about women are going to have to approach men. They're getting on TikTok and they're learning these filters, man. And I mean, it is de-aging these women like crazy. I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying? It looks like when they put these filters on, it looks like a smudged image of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like a anyway, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep it going.
I mean, just things are happening right now that we've created and we don't like it. But here we are. Maybe it'll change another 5 to 10 years, but for right now, you can't expect men to approach you.
As she said, the reason our dating scene is getting complicated with time, and it's interesting when women notice the change and ask, how did we get here? I can imagine how confused young men are in this generation as they want to find their person, but at the same time, there are a lot of mixed information.
So now we've got women who have told men that they're toxic, but now they want to be approached because they changed their minds, or They're not going to be approaching anymore. If you're in your
That was a good observation. It seems like they have changed their minds as they have noticed that this shift will push them to approach, and I bet most of them aren't willing to do it. We know most modern women don't have a good relationship with rejection, and that's something they will do everything they can to avoid it, and this is the reason they don't like the idea of having.
They're so intimidated of being rejected. You know, look, they're so intimidated of being rejected, they'll project it onto you. They'll say something crazy like, you're going to miss out on the good thing. How would I know? How would I know? I ain't worried about you. I don't know who you are. What are you talking about? God, you don't miss out on God's blessing. God ain't never had me miss out on a blessing that I didn't know about that a woman did. The hell? What God are you talking about? Obviously not the Most High God. Anyway, let's go.
To make the first move. But it's something they will have to come to terms with, as guys are no longer proactive when it comes to this matter. Not long ago, most men didn't have any issues approaching, but with time things have changed, and now the ball is on women's side.
And then you've got women who are like waiting to get approached.
Yeah.
I got to tell you guys, you got to take it off the table, ladies. Take it off the table that you're going to get approached. Time to approach men. That's just the way it is. And
I also agree with her statement. If they approach us, the success rate will be a lot higher and it would improve the dating dynamic.
So true.
To give them some incentive, I want to let them know that most guys would appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Women are noticing the shift in the dating scene, and they are not happy about it. They want things to go back to what they used to be. They want men to start approaching them as we used to.
The younger generation, the younger generation, they don't know how to socialize. They don't. I have these young girls who, like, we're friendly with. Beautiful, smart. They went out one night. They told me where they went. They went here for dinner. They went there for drinks. Not one guy came over to them. Not one. Anywhere.
You notice how she said that the young people don't know how to, you know, interact with each other, and then she automatically started blaming the men. She blamed the men because the men aren't interested in the girls that she think are attractive. What? What world are we living in? You know, ladies, let me tell you something. If they're so attractive, you date them. Okay? You date them. You can't tell us who to date and what should be attractive in this moment in time in history. Y'all sound, man, I cannot wait for it to be a few years from now and things start settling down, the dust settles, and y'all see how crazy y'all sounded. I mean, and these are the leaders. These are their elders. This is why the young chicks are like, we're done. Can't listen to these psychopaths. Look at this woman.
How is that possible? That would never happen when I was growing up.
But why are they waiting to be approached?
Exactly.
Why aren't they willing to make the first move, since they are well capable of walking to a guy and start the conversation?
The women out there, they're sending a clear PSA, which is, you know what, instead of them vying for your gaze, the single women, they're focusing on themselves. They are tired of the apps. They're tired of the casual hookups. They are tired of the dating scene. I heard one woman say the dating pool is contaminated. It's got
That's why she couldn't get it out right, because she's about to say a bunch of BS. The guy was like, you hadn't made her stutter. You know what I'm saying?
poop in it.
Their dating scene will get better from the moment they stop chasing Chad. Women are going out and noticing men are not approaching them, and the reason is women are focusing in themselves? Interesting. Because these ladies don't want to talk to guys, they want millionaires. It was interesting when the host made this comment.
I heard one woman say the dating pool is contaminated.
I am not surprised when she made that statement. What did she expect when most women are targeting the same small pool of men? Those are the guys who aren't committing or taking dating seriously, and for some reason, they think most men are doing the same thing, not realizing that only Chad has the privilege to have that behavior. But they can easily improve their dating scene if they were willing to look at other guys who probably would be willing to give the commitment they want. But we know those guys won't be seen as they aren't 6 feet or making 6 figures.
Single women, they're focusing on themselves.
So they are not getting approached because they are minding their own business? How does it make sense?
She doesn't know what to do anymore. She is complaining that guys are no longer coming up to her, and she is getting worried. She never thought it would get to this stage. The interesting part is that she is not alone. Many other women express the same concern in the comment section. They are also experiencing the same thing.
Hi y'all, I have a question. So like, I know I'm not ugly. Like I know, like, and that's just real. I know I'm a cute little piece of, I'm cute. But like, when I tell you, nobody asks me on dates, nobody DMs me, and y'all.
And see, brothers, this is the problem. You know, they're telling themselves that they look so great and they're so great, and no one's telling them this. And you can't argue with somebody that's making up reality. She's telling herself that she's great and guys are intimidated. You can't do nothing about that. It's not based off of nothing but what she thinks and what she, even if she says something anecdotal like, I got friends, that's the perspective that you're noticing, because the reality that you're living right now, that's all you see. If you had a more broad perspective, you probably have other friends that are doing it differently, right? That aren't feeling like men are intimidated, and if they like a guy, they'll approach. It's the IQs, man.
I'll probably be like, well, nobody you probably like, no, girl. All across the board, it be mute, quiet.
If you think guys are quiet, just make some noise and I bet they will be willing to follow up.
In my messages, nobody's ever like, I like you, I'm attracted to you, let me take you out. Nobody. And I'm starting to think like, am I intimidating? Or are people like, do people actually think like, oh, she's too good for me, she got her life together? Cause no shade, if y'all thinking that, are you fucking kidding me, y'all?
Y'all need to leave the house. Go out and socialize. Men will approach. I have the same problem and it's been driving me crazy for years. Feminine energy is key.
She said, if y'all are thinking that, she made it. Whatever. We're not going to entertain this lunacy anymore.
They need to take this out of their mind. Being intimidating is the last reason you are not being approached. The best thing she can do to improve her dating life is to realize that she is probably targeting a crowded demographic, and that's the reason for her unsuccess when it comes to finding someone. Until she understands this fact, her results are most likely to be the same.
Instead of helping women when it comes to approaching, she decided to encourage us to do it. Rejection.
This is for the guys that have a fear of rejection with asking a woman.
Okay, listen, first of all, we don't listen to women giving us advice on how to approach them when she could simply give women advice on how to approach men. All right, this is mental manipulation. This is all that women have, and this is what they go off of. And the part that bothers me the most is how they do it with a straight face. That's what gets me the most. Like, it's that straight face, dead eye, talking to you like they're telling you the truth. And some of them doing it in a monotone. And the whole time they're just, spewing a bunch of witchcraft. Anyway, let's go.
Out. So if you are in a position right now where you feel like you're being rejected or you fear rejection, that's okay. That's completely normal. But what is necessary for you to do is to take a risk. I always say you got two shots when you ask out a woman. The first one is always the feelers. You are putting out your feelers, you're seeing how she reacts, you're seeing if she's going to say yes. If she says no straight away, that's a no, and respect her.
Why do we have to take that risk? Why isn't she directing her guidance to women? Since they are complaining about not being approached, I think it would make sense to teach them how to do it themselves.
If she says, yeah, here's my number, or here's my Instagram, or yeah, let's meet up, then you shoot your shot the second time. So the second time is going to be your answer. The first time is the feelers. And guys, you have to take a risk. Okay? Because I know there's this whole situation with being in the gym, and so I understand that there's a lot of women that are crying out for men.
Gentlemen,
to be one.
You ain't gotta do nothing but stay black and die. Okay? And whatever race you are, make it apply. what is he talking about? You gotta. Women don't understand when someone's telling a man you gotta, the first thing in a real man's mind is like, nothing, it's done. You know what I'm saying?
More masculine, but too respectful in their approach. So it's a fine line. You don't have to come across aggressive, but you have to have some sort of passion and excitement that you want to, take to meet this girl, take her out on a date. You have to be a bit more of a risk taker, and women will accept it, and you will get your answer whether it be the first time or the second time that you ask them out. So do something different today. Go against your fear, go against the grain, and see what happens. And let me know in the comment section.
There be no rejection when you will not try.
Y'all smash that like button. What do you think? Let's talk about in the comment section. Should women be approaching men? Of course they should be. It's supposed to be equal rights, so you can equally approach someone you find attractive instead of waiting on them to do it. These aren't the old times like y'all keep saying, so go ahead and update all the rules. Don't handpick, okay? Or nitpick, whatever it's called. Anyway, y'all, I'm your brother, and I'm out.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.